you get a sense of his presence and how at ease actually his teammates are with him.
Yeah, and it's natural. And you have to have that self-belief, borderline arrogance that you're going to be the match winner, the game changer, because having spoken to these guys and played with some, they believe that. They genuinely believe and want to be the best player on the pitch. And when you've got them that kind of mindset and you're able to fit the games the way he does, you're going to get asked them questions and you've got to answer honestly. And yeah, they tried to defend him, but he scored and they won the game.
There's only certain players that can walk into a change room, a big change room, a winning change room, and go into that culture and just fit in seamlessly like that, so quick. There's an arrogance that you have to have, which is a nice arrogance, but there's a confidence of you know what, I'm the guy. I come, I deliver. That's what he's walked in with, and he's obviously delivering so much and so well in the early part of the season, but he's a problem.
I think it's his greatest attribute, his confidence. I know he's a natural goal scorer and timing and all that stuff, but his personality in those moments is what I think what separates him. You know, it's almost like he expects and he demands it. And I think Des said, "Oh, they stopped you." You know, what they tried.
Yeah.
But the problem is that kid. He'll love that. You know, that all those experienced centre backs that he played with, whether it's Meunier or Hummels or Sule, you know, they thought they had the upper hand. And all it takes is a little moment. I mean, it's not even on. You know, it's not even a chance.
But
and he
right,
makes something of it.
His reaction to that comment, oh, they defended well against you, no, they didn't, I scored. Yeah. That prickliness tells you there's the competitive energy and edge.
But it's not done in a nasty way, is it?
No, it's facts. I scored. What? Nothing. You can't talk to me now. That's the way he'll be talking to them defenders. It's crazy, but I love it.
OK, well, let's get some more reaction now, actually. It was a good night in many ways for Jude Bellingham, despite the fact he finished on the losing side. He played his part. Great contribution from him. Another little message as well, perhaps, to Gareth Southgate. So let's get some reaction.
He did so much great defensive work out there tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, it's not one of them games where you can get on the ball and have loads of possession, but, you know, when you have it, you have to try and get the team forward. And we knew that we were going to spend the majority of the game without the ball, and I think we were brilliant for, I don't know, when they scored maybe 75 minutes, and you know that's enough time for a team like City to put you away.
They didn't get a shot on target until the goal.
You're killing me. Stop. But yeah, I think it can. You know, that's what great teams can do to you. You know, you don't give them a sniff, and then out of nothing they can score and kind of tilt the game back in their favour.
You sat back well. You're very disciplined, determined. You denied them the space, and Erling was having problems as well.
Yeah, you know. That shows his quality. You know, he's not always in the game, but you know that you give him half a sniff and he can make a goal, and that's what he done tonight.
Yeah, it's obviously disappointing, but a lot of positives out from tonight. Yeah. Probably you can't see him now. But
yeah, it's tough to see him now. To be honest, I'm gutted. You know, 15 or so minutes from the end of the game, but you know that's football against these big teams, and you know we've got a massive game on Saturday in the derby, huge for us and the fans, and you know it's important that we bounce back and we can take the positives quickly and learn from it.
Thanks, dude.
Cheers.
Tell you all you need to know. He's the top scoring Englishman in the Champions League as a teenager. 4 goals, half of them against Manchester City. A sort of a bittersweet night for him though, and we're just a short while away from seeing the latest England squad being announced, and it is another reason tonight for Gareth Southgate to consider this man central to his plans, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a debate or question of him being in the squad. It's now a factor of is he going to start in the team?
Yeah.
And there's obviously talent there and decisions for Gareth to make, but he's done himself no harms in his performance tonight, not just his goal. We spoke about him before the game, and his impact and his influence on most areas on the pitch is unique to most defenders. He's able to get forward, drive forward with and without the ball, recognise where the space is to run into, to pass into. He created the opportunity for Royce's chance, and then he popped up with a goal. So overall,
do you think he plays? Do you think he plays for England in the World Cup this summer? Or this winter, sorry.
I think if he continues to produce these performances, then yeah, I don't see why not. You got to look and think he's probably competing with Calvin Phillips, who's not getting the minutes that Jude's getting. Yeah. So yeah, you would say so. But again, just off the back of his performances and similar to Haaland in regards to the mentality, I don't think he's worried about England. I think he's worried about, can we win tonight for Dortmund? And
good attitude.
I mean, that's a Haaland-esque run, isn't it? Just the awareness for a young kid. The way he speaks at 19, the way he plays for a 19-year-old, it's not normal. You know, he has such composure and calmness and elegance to his game. He's a defensive midfield player, popping up in the box score against Man City, playing, you know, balls with the outside of his foot. We said before the game he's Swiss Army knife. He is. You know, normally he plays deeper, but today they wanted him to play higher up the pitch so he could get them up the pitch, and he did. So,
you're a midfielder. You played midfield. Where do you rate him in terms of the young talent around Camavinga?
He's with them. I think he's with them because when you play against someone, these guys know it, a centre forward as well. When you play against centre forwards, you think about players, right? Xavi was amazing, but he couldn't run. He couldn't get away from you. You know, everything was kind of in front of you. Jude can do everything. You know, Jude can be physical like Stevie G. He can be aggressive. He can play passes over the top. He can run beyond you. He can dribble. And they're the players you got to worry about because they can do everything. So I think for Jude, depends more on who's he going to play with. If he plays with Declan, he'll play further forward. Does Phil Foden play in there? Does Mason Mount play in there? So,
who would you play?
He's starting for me definitely. It'd be Declan, and he'll be right in front. And whether Mason plays as a number 10 or Phil Foden, but I think that would probably be I love Calvin Phillips, but I just think Jude has a little bit more box to box.
Okay, right. Let's get some more reaction now. Here,
we are used to do it lately. Our first years we were not disability, and now, after what happened in West Ham, the previous game last season, and especially Aston Villa, now we have the feeling, but I don't like it. So we play in a wrong gear today. Our game, no aggression. We're incredible passive, and players like Hummels and Sule and Guerreiro and the players. And the moment we change the rhythm, because we saw 1-0 down, and the rhythm from Phil, from Bernardo and Julian. We changed a little bit our pace, and we 2 excellent goals. I know everybody talk about Erling again. Come on, John Stones. Some have highlights. He deserved it.
That was a screamer. It needed something like that, didn't it? Just to break through, something courageous, something outrageous, and he did it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure the first half, the way we played, John will not be able or had the courage to try it. But we had that momentum, the rhythm, and we said, okay, it's going to happen, and John make an exceptional goal. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, and Erling, of course, it was preordained that he was going to score tonight. I mean, that's what he does now. That's why he bought him, I suppose.
Yeah, what a goal. I remember, you don't remember, you didn't see it, but when I was long time ago in Barcelona, Johan Cruyff scored one quite similar goal. I remember immediately when he scored against Atletico de Madrid, and he scored a quite similar goal. And today, it's nice Erling emulate the Johan Cruyff.
Yeah, and you were patient, and you kept working and working, waiting for the breakthrough, because they did defend extremely well, didn't they?
It's an exceptional team. So every year is in the Champions League, and it's a really good team. And we knew it. We were not good enough today. But in the same time, so it's good to have our resilience. So let's go. And after we, with Julian in the boxes with Erling, and we have another alternative now, and it works.
Group looks better. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
tonight he became the 5th manager to take charge of 150 games in the Champions League. And if you're wondering whether finally his passion for the game is waning, just look at the way he spoke to the referee at the full-time whistle. That's certainly not the case. You were saying when he was talking that you remember that goal from Johan Cruyff, do you?
Yeah, and it's like, listen, I don't think he's even trying to compare them as players, but it's just they've come up with a moment. They've come up with something, and it's a moment that not many players, if any, could produce at that time. And I think that when you look at that goal, it took our breath away. We're sitting in there going, oh my God, how? Where? Who? It was just only he was going to score that goal today.
Such an interesting night with so many stories. I mean, I think Gareth Southgate will be pleased seeing John Stones put the ball in the back of the net and Jude Bellingham do the same, Erling Haaland getting the winner. It kind of played out in all the ways that we would have wanted it to, I think.
But I think for Man City, that's good, to win a game like that in Champions League. It's not always going to be perfect in champagne football. We said before last week, I think, you got to win the Champions League sometimes. It's not going to be perfect. Real Madrid did it. You hang in there and then you strike when it's hot. And I just think City did that today. They weren't at their best, but they got quality players. They defend well. And I just thought they have that X factor this season. They feel different.
Also, the changing of the rhythm of the game, the substitutions, bang. The quality that comes on.
Subs, good point, Ray.
Big subs that come on the pitch change the game as well.
Feel a bit different, doesn't it?
Oh, of course. And we praised Real Madrid for winning games like that last season. They won the Champions League, and now Man City have proved that they have that capability, and so that will pose a different threat for everyone they face.